everybody. This is Jay from Wales English, and I'm speaking to you today from Peniche in Portugal, which is on the Silver Coast of Portugal, right on the Atlantic Ocean. I've been teaching here for the last 2 months. I'm originally from Long Island, New York, and a little bit about me, how long I've been teaching. I've been a teacher for about 15 years, and I started teaching in America in the public schools. And then I started teaching ESL in Bali, Indonesia. Actually, my first job teaching ESL was as an online teacher back in 2007. Back then, I was only making $800 a month, but I was living in Bali, so I loved it. I've since taught in South Korea. I started teaching online. I had been working for EF, and a friend of mine who was working with a small company called Whale. Well, before it was called Wales, it was called Sprout. He said, "Hey, this company is really cool. You should check them out." And really never looked back since then. It's been 4 years since I've been teaching with Wales, and they're terrific. I love it. A little bit about my opinion about being abroad. Well, I love it for so many reasons. I get to live in Europe, and the cost of living so low, and the people are great. Getting a chance to earn US dollars while you're here and earn a good salary. My teaching tip, well, the school I work for, we do a lot that's aligned with the US Common Core curriculum. So we do a lot with literacy instruction. So what I like to do is I love to use graphic organizers in my class. I think when we're working to move kids toward higher order thinking skills, it can be a real challenge. I think it can be a real challenge for any student, but especially for a student who's learning in another language. I love using geos as an area of support for them. When we're talking about characters in our text, we'll pull up our list of our character trait graphic organizer, and I'll ask them, "Okay, guys, so what book are we reading? Who are we talking about?" And I say, "Let's describe this person. How would you describe their character? How would you describe this person, their personality?" And that can be really tough for kids to answer. So I say, "Okay, let's go back to the text. Let's look at this page. Look at their behaviors. Look at their actions. What did the character do?" And we can fill in that text evidence. And then the kids start to make sense of their thoughts. And then we say, "Okay, based on that, how would you describe this character?" So we can go back to a list of character traits, and the kids can go through it and they can say, "Oh, you know what? I think he's really a very optimistic character," or, "You know what? He's a little bossy. I don't like him." So they get a chance not just to be able to express their opinion, their point of view about a character, but they get to see why based on the story. So I love that, and I love spending the last few minutes of class with my kids doing anticipation guides, talking about the stories we're going to read. We come up with some statements. Either I'll come up with them or we'll come up with them together as a class, and I'll get the kids to tell me if they agree or disagree with them. And then we'll go back and we'll revisit those after we read the text. And we'll look for text evidence in the story. We'll talk about why we think that's the case. So I have a lot of fun with that. The kids have a lot of fun with that. And I think that really helps them to improve. So, okay, so thanks for taking the time to listen. I definitely recommend online teaching. Whether you're looking for just a gap year, for a year off to go travel and see the world and earn some income while you're doing it, it's a really cool thing. But it is also a sustainable lifestyle. It's a great way to earn a living and to live in some really cool places, and also to save some money for your future and really build a great life. And the kids are great, the job's great, so definitely highly recommend it. So, all right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.